Hey everyone, it's Keelan Windorf and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to talk about how to make money doing magic. Now, I'm going to go over my personal experience and how I started making money in magic, and hopefully there'll be magicians that'll just comment below talking about their personal experiences. That way it can help others just grow themselves. So I started magic in the first grade, and it wasn't until about middle school around 2009 that I started doing shows for the public. Primarily starting with birthday parties. Now, I didn't start just at birthday parties. There's actually a segment prior to that. I had a mentor that helped me a lot throughout the process, but most of you probably don't have a mentor. So I'm going to tell you to do is learn about 5 tricks. Learn 5 tricks, possibly close up. You could try to go for stage, different styles, but I would say 5 close-up tricks. And go to an open mic. Start going to open mics to get used to being in front of crowds, because that's going to be one of the biggest catalysts in how you kind of go forward in this. I used to be made fun of because I used to be called Shaky the Magician, because when I perform, I would actually physically shake for people. I think the first time I ever performed for somebody was in front of a Walgreens, and this entire time in front of Walgreens, it was just a simple card trick, but I just shook horribly. So, I mean, the biggest thing is to get over the fear of performing for people, because it might not be natural to you. I was never a people person growing up. I was actually very awkward. So learning how to interact with people was a very big skill to learn. So I would say do open mics first. You're not going to get paid to do them, but it's just giving you the opportunity to hone the craft down, really practice the art, and just get out there in front of people. Then, when you get comfortable enough, I would say get into strolling / restaurant magic. Primarily restaurant magic, because strolling can entail a lot, depending on what kind of events you do. But if you want to go for it, you can. For restaurant magic, what you want to do is, again, have just the 5 tricks you do, primarily close-up. You want to do close-up for restaurant magic. And the idea is you're going to approach said restaurant, and you're going to talk about how you're going to help them lessen the time from the time they order to the time the food comes out. So that's kind of like your pitch to get into the door of performing in a restaurant. And that's all you're doing. So what you do is you kind of walk around the restaurant, you make note of who's sitting down. You don't approach them yet. You kind of just make note that you're going to look over their menu. And once they're done looking over the menu and they order, you're going to then approach the table, perform some kind of close-up magic at the table, and then just go on and move on to the next table. And that is primarily restaurant magic. Other than that, we can move on to bigger things. Again, going back to the open mics, you can start going into the open mics and doing larger effects, larger magic, and start doing birthday party shows. Now, you can start doing close-up magic with the kids, but I feel like kids magic is its own monster in itself. You can make a lot of money with kid shows. Kid shows are where most of the money's at, I'm not gonna lie. Kid shows and corporate events for me. So what you're gonna do is try to make, I would say start out with the 30-minute show. Try to figure out how to get to 30 minutes and run with that and get paid maybe, a little bit north of $100 when you're first starting, okay? So, I mean, it's a slow progression, but it's something to get you pushed out there. So kind of aim for that like $100 range, sometimes even less. I mean, it's just a matter of where you feel confident with your abilities. Don't rush into this thinking that this is a moneymaker. Be passionate about performing magic. Don't just think, I know a couple tricks, I can make a couple bucks. Actually study the craft and enjoy it and perform it that way. And also on top of that, make sure you have a social media. Make people, know that you do magic. You don't want to just kind of blindly go in there and just be some random person going, I want to do magic and can I perform for your event? Have some kind of stature, and always dress up too. Some shows I do comedy magic, which allows me to dress as I am right now. But what you want to do is honestly go forth and get yourself a nice suit, or if you are a woman, get a nice dress. You want to look like you're above the crowd. You want to look like you belong there. If somebody walks in the room, they can go, that is the magician. And that's pretty much why you want to do that. The next thing you want to do, you can work up to it. You can work up to an hour show. So once you go from the 30, try to hit an hour show. You don't want to really exceed an hour show. After that, it just kind of drowns the room and it's very, very dull. So work towards an hour show. The next thing you do is, this is kind of off the path, but you can do this is do cruise ship shows. Now, if you don't have a lot of things that kind of pull you back in life, not in a negative way, but like you don't have kids, you're not married, things of that nature, do cruise ship shows because it allows you to be on a cruise ship for extended amounts of time. You're going to be gone for like 6 months at a time, but you're going to be making thousands and thousands of dollars on a cruise ship. And if you're really good with it, you just got to be able to connect with people. So don't kind of be robotic, but like know how to time out your show and know how to connect with your audience on that level. The next thing you can do, which you can make money this way, is create magic. Now, creating magic's a little bit interesting because you have to reverse psychology pretty much how to make specific movements and such. So once you learn enough magic, you'll understand how things work and how you can make it work for yourself. I have a couple effects that I have on Murphy's Magic, and it doesn't pay all that well, honestly, but it's cool because it's applying myself and giving back to the magic community. And I think that's what's the main idea of it. I made probably a couple $100 off of the 3 effects that I have currently. As of 2023, I only have 3 effects. So right now, I mean, I don't make that much, but it's giving back to the magic community. It's giving people the opportunity to have performances, and it gives to people to learn new things. But if you ever come across it, definitely release some stuff if you can. Also, there's a couple of magicians that have their own playing cards. So if you can do that, that'd be awesome. A lot of people are going that route. I feel like it's an interesting market. You know, I mean, you have companies like Theory 11, Illusionist, Bicycle, and you can just make your own and sell them at shows or sell them to other magicians. You can also become a consultant for magicians. Now, there's a lot of larger magicians out there. I mean, you got Copperfield, you got Blaine. You can talk about doing magic on shows too. And I mean, it doesn't have to be specifically magicians. There's lots of shows. My friend Wes Barker was a consultant for a show way before he had his own show. And it's just a matter of taking an idea and working it in of how can you do magic with this. So it works really well if you're trying to understand how to like teach magic. And if you've ever taught magic, it's definitely a good lead in. So consulting is another awesome way to make money. And then finally, I would say the biggest one is to have your own show. And what I mean by this is actually get yourself some sound equipment. I have my own. Get yourself some sound equipment and build a full feature show. Like get a venue. You can actually have a residency. Most hotels sometimes will allow you to have residencies. Local places will have you have residencies, and you can just have a show on a weekly basis, a daily basis, whenever you want it. And sometimes people do it for like a stint, so they'll do like a 5-day stint within a month, and it's just you collect ticket sales, and it's a good way to make money. You get merch, you get a couple things like that, and you make decent amount. As long as you make the splits perfectly with the venue, you'll be okay. But that's pretty much all the ways I've done magic to get money. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments below. I know there's a lot of magicians that'll probably voice their opinions on this, but it's definitely a fun way to kind of get out there. There's many different routes you can take, and there's routes that I haven't even taken yet. So give it a shot. Let me know what you think, and good luck on your journey. Thank you for watching. Be sure to subscribe, give this video a like, and I'll see you next time.